Good day, everyone. Today we will be presenting the results of Activity 7, Case Study 4. Our group composed of me, Joanne Monsanto, Aisel Navilla, Jansel Horolan, Chauvelin Fideliaga, Erica Nicole Pakibot, Angel Mi Cueva, and Dempsey Novabos. Work collaboratively to analyze and address the case study. But before we proceed to our findings and discussion, I will first read the case study to provide context. Case 4, Math is no joke. High school algebra class. William Maskew frequently passes time by making jokes to the teacher, Mr. Peter James or Mr. J. It is difficult to get Willie to work because he always has a joke or humorous remark for the teacher or other students. Mr. J is always redirecting Willie back to task. Willie's jokes aren't so bad, except they disrupt other students and prevent Willie complete from completing his task. To make matters from completing his task, to make matters worse, Willie dislikes math and frequently complains to Mr. J that he will never use it. Typically, Mr. J's lessons center around using examples from the book and explaining them on the board to students. He takes time to explain the context to all the students in the class and offers tutoring classes after school. For those who need additional help, he frequently gives his students a number of homework problems to work on. When Willie does get homework, he often does not complete it. Or if he does bring it back, it is done incorrectly. Willie is not only an attentive, he has been identified as BD, but impulsive, diagnosed by his pediatrician at an early age with ADHD. Willie has bounced on and off many different types of medication, yet few are effective in controlling his and attention and impulsiveness. Peter has spoken to Grant Naylor, his co-teacher from the BD program. They meet weekly to discuss student problems and problem solve. Peter really knows his stuff in math and science, and Grant is proficient in terms of instructional techniques and behavior management. Although some progress has been made with Willie, both teachers feel that he could perform and behave much better. Willie's parents, separated, have dealt with the wild side of Willie on several occasions. Willie's father, now in Alcohol Anonymous, caused much pain in their family. His father's years of drinking and anger took their toll on both Willie and his mother. In school, Peter and Grant try to focus on the things that they can control and affect in Willie's life, like grades and behaviors. For Willie, math was really just a joke. After Grant and Peter examined the data about Willie, they decided that it was time to get serious about Willie and for Willie to get serious about algebra.
Now let's have the guide questions. Question number 1. From the case, what behavior or behaviors would you get for remediation, or what behavior or behaviors would you target for further assessment or observation? So, behavior for remediation: Willie's frequent joking and humorous remarks during class, which disrupt both his learning and the learning of others. So, based on the case study, Willie's disruptive behavior, specifically his frequent joking and humorous remarks, is a primary target for remediation. This behavior not only disrupts the learning environment for other students, but also hinders Willie's own progress. So by addressing this behavior, Mr. J and Mr. Nyler can create a more conducive learning atmosphere for all students. Next is the behavior for further observation. Willie's impulsiveness and inattentiveness, especially in completing tasks like homework, as these may indicate deeper challenges related to his ADHD or emotional regulation. So, Will's impulsivity and inattentiveness, particularly as seen in his incomplete or incorrect homework, require further attention. These behaviors may be indicative of underlying challenges related to his ADHD diagnosis. So by closely observing Will's behavior in the classroom and during independent work, teachers can gain valuable insights into the factors contributing to his difficulties. This information can then be used to develop targeted interventions and then support strategies to help really improve his focus, attention, and overall academic performance.
Now, for question number 2, in the class, choose a maladaptive behavior that you would like to target and make an objective for either the maladaptive behavior or an appropriate behavior. So, our target maladaptive behavior is a disruptive joking and refusal to focus on tasks. So, like Willie keeps joking around and refusing to work during class, which distracts everyone. Now, what should be our goal? What should be our objective? Willie will stop joking during teaching time and will focus on his work. So that's our goal. He should be able to finish at least 80% of his tasks without the teacher constantly reminding him. So this will help Willie, by this objective, this will help Willie stay on track and lets everyone learn without interruptions. Uh, on that note, we should uh, decide or we should plan a behavior program for Willie. Let's have question number 3.
For question number 3, we have design an individual behavior plan or IDP, IDP and intervention plan. Decide how you will measure the behavior and how you will change the maladaptive behavior. So what behavior did our group target? So it's in-class disruptions or joking and inappropriate work. It is due to the fact that Willie Muskew frequently disrupt his high school algebra class by making jokes and not completing his work. These disruptions not only prevent Willie from completing his tasks, but also distract other students. Willie dislikes math and often complains to his teacher, Mr. Peter James, that he will never use it. Despite Mr. J's effort to redirect Willie back to task, the jokes continue to be a significant issue. So for the measurement, to track progress, the frequency of Willie's jokes during class and the percentage of tasks he completes each week will be monitored. A behavior chart will be used to record daily progress. This chart will help in identifying patterns and measuring improvements over time. Ang behavior chart, makahelp siya in daily tracking. So ang chart i-use siya to log the frequency of jokes and the percentage of tasks completed each day by Willie. A behavior chart can also help in pattern identification. So by reviewing the data collected over time, teachers and support staff can identify patterns in Willie's behavior. For example, pwede manotice or ma-realize nila na ang disruptions ni Willie kay ma-occur during specific days, like Najay pattern. And then it can also be used for progress measurement. The chart provides a visual representation of Willie's progress, so makahelp siya sa teachers to see improvements or setbacks at a glance, para mas dali maka-adjust sa strategies as needed. For instance, if the frequency of joke decreases and task completion increases, then it indicates that the intervention are working. Lastly, ang behavior kay makahelp for motivation. The behavior chart can also be used to encourage Willie by showing his progress. And that's a communication tool like sharing updates with parents and teachers para aware sila sa mga progress na nabuhat ni Willie. So that is all for the first part of our behavior intervention plan or IBP. The intervention strategies will be tackled by ISO. Thank you.
So here are our strategies that aims to address his disruptive tendencies, improve task completion, and foster a more constructive learning environment. First, with positive reinforcement. So reward Willie with a preferred activity if he avoids interruptions and complete tasks. So for example, if Willie avoids making jokes during class and completes his task, he could earn 5 minutes at the end of the class to share a joke or humorous story with his teacher or classmates. So this gives Willie a goal to work toward while also making him feel valued. So one of the most effective ways to motivate Willie is through positive reinforcement. Second is clear expectations. Establish specific rules about joking during certain parts of the lesson. So another key strategy is to establish clear and consistent rules about joking and classroom behavior. Willie often struggles to understand boundaries, so if so it's really important to explicitly outline when joking is appropriate. So for example, Mr. J could say jokes are fun, really, but they belong at the end of the class. During the lesson, we need to stay focused on math. So a reminder at the start of each session reinforces this rule, helping Willie to stay on track. Third is checklist. So provide a checklist for Willie to track his progress on completing tasks. So using checklists can be highly beneficial for Willie. These tools provide him with a clear visual guide to organize and track his progress on tasks. For example, Mr. J can create a simple checklist for Willie, such as write your name on the worksheet, complete 3 math problems without interruptions, check your work before submitting it. Then overall, this break tasks into manageable steps and helps Willie to stay focused on completing them. Next is alternative channels. Allow Willie to share jokes during break times or at designated moments to manage his impulsiveness constructively. So Willie's impulsiveness can be redirected constructively by providing alternative channels for his humor. This allows him to share jokes at appropriate times without disrupting the lesson. So Mr. J could introduce a joke jar where Willie writes his jokes during class. So at the end of the lesson or during a designated break, the jokes could be read aloud. This not only channels Willie's humor but also reinforces classroom boundaries. And lastly, involvement. So communicate regularly with parents about progress to reinforce positive behavior at home. So uh, parent involvement is crucial in reinforcing Willie's positive behavior at home. Regular communication between Mr. J and Willie's parents ensures consistency in expectations. So Mr. J could send home a weekly behavior report summarizing Willie's task completion and behavior. Parents can then reward Willie's progress with privileges such as extra screen time or a family activity. So by implementing these strategies, we can provide Willie with a structured yet supportive environment that fosters both behavioral and academic growth. Thank you.
So for the question number 4, how would you monitor his progress? Describe how and when you would monitor progress. So for how to monitor his daily behavior log to record the frequency of distractions and task completion. By using a daily behavior log, it will help us track Willie's distractions and task completion throughout the class. For example, if Willie makes 5 jokes during class, it will record it as 5 distractions. And if he finishes 3 out of 5 tasks, it will record it as 3 completed tasks. And conduct weekly reviews of Willie's behavior chart and homework completion rates. So by conducting and recording weekly reviews of Willie's behavior and task completion, we can identify his state and provide the necessary support to help him improve. Reviewing his behavior chart and homework will help us understand his progress and make any necessary changes to our approach. When to monitor. During each class session for immediate feedback on joke or distraction. For example, if we disrupt the class by making jokes, the teacher will immediately adjust it by saying, let's focus first, here in class, and just make joke after class. Weekly for task completion and overall engagement. For example, at the end of the week, the teacher will check Willy's completed task and review whether he has shown progress or not. And lastly, quarterly to assess long-term improvement in behavior and academic performance.
So for the last question, choose a social skills area and describe how to teach him or her the social skills. So we choose the managing impulsive communication and respecting turn taking in conversation. So first teaching strategy we have is modeling. So example for modeling is demonstration of appropriate behavior and peer modeling. In demonstration of appropriate behavior, begin by modeling the desired behavior in the classroom. Teachers can demonstrate a conversation where they wait for their turn to speak, such as during a class discussion. Use clear examples of how to raise a hand and wait for acknowledgement before contributing. Next example is some peer modeling, where we encourage peers who exhibit good communication skills to model turn taking during discussions. This peer influence can be powerful and provide Willie with relatable examples of appropriate behavior. Second teaching strategy is role playing, which practice scenarios where Willie can learn how to appropriately share his jokes at the right time. So the examples to this are practice scenarios and feedback during role play. In practice scenarios, create role-playing exercises that simulate classroom interactions. For example, set up a scenario where students take turns sharing a joke, brainstorming ideas, or answering questions. Willie can practice waiting for his turn and responding appropriately when it's his turn to speak. For feedback during role play, after each role playing session, provide constructive feedback, highlight what Willie did well, such as waiting patiently, and areas for improvement, like interrupting. This immediate feedback reinforces learning and helps him self-correct. Third, we have cueing system. Use a visual or verbal cue to remind Willie when it is an appropriate time to speak. So in the classroom, such as a talking stick or a simple hand signal to indicate when it is Willie's turn to speak. This can also be a visual timer that shows how long each student has to talk, helping him understand the concept of turn taking. And verbal cues, use specific verbal prompts or phrases to remind Willie when it's appropriate to speak. For instance, saying, now it's time for everyone to listen," can signal to him to wait before contributing. Last teaching strategies is feedback and praise. Provide immediate specific praise when Willie demonstrates improved impulse control and respects classroom norms. So the two example would be immediate and specific praise and behavior tracking. In immediate and specific praise, when Willie successfully demonstrate impulse control and respects turn taking, provide immediate and specific praise. For example, say, "Great job, waiting your turn to share that joke. That was really respectful." This reinforces positive behavior and encourages him to repeat it in the future. Second is the behavior tracking. Keep track of instances where Willie successfully manages his communication. Share this progress with him regularly to build confidence and self-awareness regarding to his improvements. So to conclude, teaching Willie to manage impulsive communication and respect turn taking in conversation requires a structured, supportive approach. By employing all the teaching strategies, educators can help Willie develop these essential social skills. So that's all for our presentation, case study for Math is no, not a joke. Thank you for listening.